Commissioners' General Session today is June 18th, 2024. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crawley. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Man, I need to text my staff and ask them to bring some glasses here. Can't see. All right. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and is being recorded. For those of you calling in, please ensure that you've muted your line. Thank you for your cooperation. Mute mine. All right. So this week is Refugee Week, which is a global celebration annually from June 17th to June 23rd to honor the resilience and strength of refugees worldwide who have been forced to flee their homes due to conflict and persecution. Here in Franklin County, we want to continue honoring the contributions, creativity, and tenacity of the refugees and people who are seeking sanctuary. As Franklin County's demographics continue to change, we want to recognize the immigrants and refugees as an integral part of our present, our future, and our workforce. Here with us today is Nadia Kasman, Executive Director and co-founder of Us Together. Hi, Nadia. We don't normally have a round of applause, so that's awful nice of you. Yeah, that's unusual, so that's great. You got a round of applause, Nadia.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Nadia Kasvin, and I am the co-founder and co-director of Us Together, a nonprofit organization which has been providing services to refugees and immigrants and limited English proficient clients since 2003. Thank you, President Boyce, Commissioner Crawley, for invitation to today's general session and for always serving as compassionate leaders for all who call Franklin County home. Thank you. World Refugee Day is an international day designated by the United Nations to honor refugees around the world. Each year, it falls on June 20th and shines a light on the rights, needs, and dreams of those who are forced to flee. Issues of human displacement are not new, but the sheer number of those who are displaced is growing at an unprecedented rate. Global challenges such as wars, unstable political and economic conditions, climate change, have created the largest number of displaced individuals in modern history. The United Nations estimates that more than 120 million people around the world have been forced to flee their homes. Think about it, 120 million people. It's about 1 in every 70 people around the world who was displaced. And approximately 44 million of those individuals are refugees. Think about it, compared to a decade ago, just 10 years ago, the total number of refugees globally has more than tripled. I myself came to this country as a refugee from Ukraine 30 years ago. I know what it's like to leave everything behind, including your family, and come to an unknown land and start rebuilding your life in this new environment. But I also now know what it's like to dedicate yourself to help those refugees that came after us, removing the barriers to successful integration while my own country of origin is at war. And today I want to highlight contributions of all the staff of Us Together and all the other refugee-serving agencies who themselves came to this country as refugees and immigrants and now give back by serving others. Just like when we came here, somebody helped us. Ohio and Central Ohio have been national leaders in welcoming refugees. We must continue this leadership. Creating an America that welcomes all refugees and immigrants starts with making changes in our own communities. No act of kindness and welcoming is too small. Refugees need our solidarity and welcoming now more than ever. It means keeping our doors open, celebrating refugees and immigrants' strengths and achievements, and reflecting on the challenges they face. We all have the power to make a great impact. We are all at our strongest when we work together. And that is what I hope we remember this World Refugee Day. Thank you. Thank you.
Nadia, there's my friend. There's so much I want to say about Central Ohio being an appropriately welcoming community for those who come from worldwide to live and be a part of this community. But I'll maybe just sum up my thoughts with thinking of our founding fathers and our relationships globally in how this country was formed, not formed with every perfect aspect. We know that. We have a very dark history. However, one of the bright spots in our history, in the undergirding of our creation, is, I think, symbolized most with the Statue of Liberty. And I know there's a lot of students here with us today, so I'll be brief. Now, I got to tell you, I don't have glasses on, so this is going to be really rough. But I feel compelled to read it in some of my own comments, and certainly Commissioner Crawley may have something to add too. But not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at our sea-washed, sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome, her mild eyes command. The air-bridged harbor with twin cities frame. Keep ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries the silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of the teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest toast to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. And I think that symbolizes and illustrates the foundation and core of what we still represent in America. And there's so much debate and so much political strife around the discussion of refugees today. But the reality is, in many ways, we're all refugees in America. We all come, most of us, come from somewhere else. Not all of us, some of us, most of us. And so when we created the New Americans Initiative years ago, I know we're working on changing the name here, but when we created the New Americans Initiative, the idea was that we would establish, by planting the flag of welcoming here in Franklin County, that it would forever be a value set that we espouse as a community. And we stand in that same position today, maybe a little bit stronger than before, and know that our partnership with you and other leaders who help us guide those refugees in and create a community that we can all thrive in. We appreciate your work, value your relationship, and plant the next seed for what the future looks like for all residents of Central Ohio.
Thank you.
Commissioner Crawley, please.
Thank you, President Boyes. Thank you for being here. As always, thank you for what you all are doing for the immigrant and refugee population. And as you noted, that the numbers have more than tripled. We see every day the wars that are taking place on other lands. But your organization, along with others that we support, really we are a welcoming county, but I know it can be very difficult. I can't even imagine having to flee your home or a home that you have always known, and your family and your friends, to come to a foreign place. That's hard enough, but you and your organization tries to, lessen that fear a little bit and hold their hand as they come to Franklin County, come to this country, build community in a foreign place, but also surround them with a lot of love and letting them know that there are resources and support services to make sure that this transition can be easier given the situation. And I know that that's transformative for a number of people. And so your work continues to be vital. I love to support it. And it's sad that we continue to be in a place where I was listening to MSNBC this morning where we don't see people as humans, having human experiences and seeing people for their humanity based off of where they come from, who they are, religious background, all of the things. When, as Commissioner Boyce noted, most of us are here from another place, but at the end of the day, we are all human beings having human experiences, some good and so not so good. And I think as elected officials, it is our obligation to make sure that we have a thriving community where every single person can see Franklin County as a place to live, work, and raise a family, no matter what their current situation is. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nadia. Good to see you as always, my friend. And continue along that theme, tomorrow we'll be celebrating Juneteenth. In 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves, or the enslaved people of the United States of America. But it wasn't until 2 years later, in 1865, that the final slaves were freed. And on this day, tomorrow, will be that celebration day, were the last slaves freed in Texas. And why that's important for us to celebrate that part of history is the same concept that Nadia was just sharing with us for the refugees. In particular, for African Americans, most of us are the ancestors of people who were enslaved, where they were ripped away from their own country and enslaved to help build the great country that we know today. And so the celebration is not simply about the freeing of the slaves. It's really partly the reconciliation of our country's past and honoring the contribution that those slaves, our ancestors, played in building the great country that we know today. And, as I think about democracy in the process, I'm very grateful to be an elected official, elected by the nearly 1.4 million residents of Central Ohio. I take that as a great responsibility, and I'm absolutely confident my colleague to the right of me and the one that will be here soon to the left of me believe that as well. And so tomorrow, whether your company or organization has a day off or not, I just beg and ask you to take 5 minutes, maybe even 5 seconds, to just reflect and think about the contributions of this great country of all Americans today. Today, we are a diverse country, and Central Ohio is a much more diverse place than when I grew up in. It just wasn't that way as a kid growing up here in the 70s. And so I'm grateful for progress, I'm grateful for democracy, and I'm grateful for this great country. There's not a place on this globe that I'd rather be, but that doesn't mean reflection of our history, even the darkest parts, doesn't make us better. It should. It should make us better. It should make us stronger. And so I hope that tomorrow you take a minute to just reflect and think and celebrate Juneteenth. Commissioner Crawley, you want to add anything?
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So just to piggyback off of that, what you were saying about Nadia and what she was saying about families having to leave their home country, right? When we think about Juneteenth and the enslaved Africans who did not know that they had been freed, they had come from, and their families had come from another land, right? And so when I think about my own history and when I think about Juneteenth and celebrating Juneteenth and freedom, I think about how when I do my 23andMe, 75% of my DNA comes from West Africa, right? 75% comes from West Africa.
We might be cousins.
We probably are.
Yeah, we might be cousins.
We probably are. And then 25% European, mainly Irish, right? And I think about both of those, and the dichotomy is my family, my ancestors came from somewhere else, and I think about those who didn't make it, right? Who was like, okay, I might jump off this ship, I don't know what this foreign land is, and I'd rather have take autonomy into my own hands to come to this foreign land. And then those who did come here and worked very hard, I think about my ancestors to work in a place for me to even be sitting here, right? Here with you all today, but it is also a sad state of affairs that I don't know my history. I don't know where, and some of you in here might know, you can track your lineage. decades, and I don't have that, right? We don't have that. And so I think about Juneteenth as a place or a time to celebrate freedom, of course, but celebrate community, and celebrate perseverance. Celebrate perseverance in the face of adversity. Celebrate life and that we get to be free. I think about serving this country. I am a veteran of the United States Navy. To your point, there's not another place I would rather live. Proud of the service that I had to this country, my father, my brother. But it is also a time, Juneteenth is a time of reflection, and how do we make sure that we don't go back to a place of, well, we know that there are those who still feel oppressed, but go back to a dark time in our past where there are those who absolutely will see us go back to enslavement, or go back to a subservient type of, situation. And so it will take all of us, those who look like us and those who don't, to make sure that we continue to have a democracy that's reflective, where we can live that American dream, whatever you deem that to be for yourself and your family. So again, I hope, to echo President Boyce's sentiments, that you take time tomorrow, one, to celebrate freedom, but also to reflect on the history that has shaped this country. So.
It made me think of one other thing. I'm sorry, but one other thing, and that's knowing your history and just having a sense of it. When Commissioner Crawley talked about not knowing your background, today it's easy to get your DNA sample and kind of figure that part out. But years ago, just a very quick story. Years ago, I had a company that I owned, and the company was called 1865 LLC. And I remember that company is thriving today, but it's a different name. But I remember when we would go and say, what's 1865 LLC? And people would say, well, what's 1865 mean? Mm-hmm. And it was over and over and over that they would say it, and it was black, white, it didn't matter what you look at. Everybody was like, that doesn't mean anything to me. And I said, the year, 1865? Yeah, and they just look at me like, no. So we did focus groups. We paid for focus groups to come and test the name of the company to see, like, if people, and we got these focus groups, and when I tell you that probably 90% of the people who were in those focus groups did not know the meaning of 1865. They didn't, you say 1865, and they would say, what do you think when you hear the year 1865? And they'd say, I don't know, and so we changed the name of the company, but I don't know. I should add it. I should have left that part out of the story. But anyways, we ended up. That's right, business class. That's right. That's change the name of the company. But the point is it takes some time. If you don't know about Juneteenth, just Google it and see what comes up. Spend 30 seconds reading it and go on with your day. Just try to take a minute to respect and understand the great history of this country, even the dark components, because it's not so much that things happened. It is that if we forget them and overlook them and don't build and grow from them, that make it the true tragedy, even worse than the tragedy it actually is. So anyways, so thanks for that, and we'll keep it moving. And we get a tight agenda, lots here today. Okay, it's that time of year where every season my colleagues and I recognize state champion athletes from Franklin County and the surrounding Central Ohio high schools. Today, we're here to celebrate the spring state champion athletes who excelled in this. I always remember this. My son was track all-state athlete, and so school would be over and everything, and they're off in the summer. No one got to celebrate their victory, so we enjoyed doing this. But today, we've got boys tennis, boys and girls track and field. They have in here in parentheses, one of your personal favorites, Mr. Boyce. I know that, thank you. And girls and boys lacrosse. It's our privilege to partner with the Greater Columbus Sports Commission and the Ohio High School Athletic Association to recognize these outstanding athletes. And welcome to all the athletes, coaches, families, and friends that took the time to be with us today. To kick things off, please welcome our good friends, Linda Logan, and Executive Director of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission, and Doug Ute, Executive Director of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Please come to the podium.
Good morning, commissioners, administrators, staff, all of our state champions, parents, coaches, athletic directors. So proud to be here representing the community. The Greater Columbus Sports Commission, we are that organization that works very closely with the Ohio High School Athletic Association throughout the year in hosting state championships here in Franklin County and around the state. So very proud to be here to recognize these special people on this special day.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you, commissioners. Appreciate all you do. I know you've got a sports background, so you absolutely know the value of what these young folks have been through. So,
Yeah.
And congratulations to all of you. I know there's a lot of blue out here. If you're from Liberty, man, hold your hand up there. So,
Man.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Really enjoyed seeing. We finished our 28th state tournament a week ago Sunday, baseball in Akron. And I just love going to those events. I was in Worcester. Where's our tennis champions at? Back behind the pillar.
They exist. They're out there somewhere.
But Worcester for tennis, which kind of started off our spring, and then baseball in Akron, but in between. So I did get to see the Liberty girls win that exciting match at the Crew Stadium on that Friday night. And it's high jumper sitting over here. What a great story about athletics. A baseball player who hurt his shoulder, so he just went out and jumped 6'11" and win the state title. And so those are some, we hear all kinds of those stories like that. But just really appreciate your leadership at your schools because you are looked up to. And when you think about how many athletes, we have 350,000 athletes in Ohio competing each year. And you think about how many athletes or teams enter the state lacrosse tournament and you end up winning a state lacrosse championship and the value of what you learn as an athlete there that you don't even know you're learning right now, but how to hang together as a team, because you've got to be good in a team sport. You have to have a lot of good players to win. But a lot of teams have a lot of good players, and so you have to hang together as a team because, I'll keep using that Liberty lacrosse there. I think Mr. Meeker in the back there, him and Mr. Starner were probably two of the most nervous. They were pacing a lot down at the end, but you have people take shots at you and you hang there, and so. Appreciate all you do and put big smiles on your face throughout life because you are a state champion, and a lot of people do not get a chance to say that. So congratulations, and again, commissioners, thanks for all you do. I know I don't live in Franklin County, but I'm voting for you too. If I did, I love your
That would be illegal.
Yeah.
Don't say that on air.
Please
again,
don't
please.
say
Not that happens. Yeah, not that happens. I'll tell you, how about I say this? I will influence people
There
I
you
know
go.
who live.
That's
Thank
legal.
you.
That's
Thank
legal.
you.
Thank you.
Lord knows.
But thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Linda, Doug, our good friends. So good to see you both, as always. Yeah. All right. Now, while I know all these young people came to just watch the county business and be in operation, for the parents that are here, let's recognize the students at this point. When I announce your school and sport, I wanted to invite the coach and the athletes to make their way to the podium right there and introduce yourself, your team, and share some highlights from the season. Not only do we want our in-house audience, but not only do we have our in-house audience, but we also have guests online and are recording the meeting, so it'll be posted on YouTube for later viewing. We'd like to hear from the athletes, so if you could tell us what grade you're in, any details you'd like to share about your season or the sport. And in the case of seniors, we'd love to know what your future plans are. So before we turn into your seats, finally, we'll capture the moment forever with a quick photo up front. So after you speak, then just come over to the podium, we'll jump up, take a quick picture, and the next group will get up. And what I'll do is I'll tee up the next group so that we can kind of move things along faster. All right, so the first up is the Bexley High School boys single tennis champion, Henry Lessard, individual coach Will Gingery, I think. Did I get that right? Are you here? Okay, they're not here. Keep going. From the Columbus Africentric High School, girls long jump state champion, Ashtan Winfrey, individual coach Clayton Wrighter. No? All right, we're moving right along, aren't we? All right. St. Francis DeSales High School, girls lacrosse state champion team, coached by Joe Finotti. All right, yeah.
First off, thank you, commissioners, administrators, staff, for inviting us to come down here and be recognized. It's always a special moment to be able to recognize the girls, even though the season's over and the summer's begun. I'd also like to congratulate the other state champions and my fellow coaches. One thing I got to say about my team and these young ladies is perseverance. They did not give up. They faced adversity. They learned from it, and they became better players, which culminated to our state championship for girls lacrosse at DeSales. And I'm very proud of each and every one of them.
Hi everyone, my name is Bella Carfagna, and today I'm joined alongside my fellow seniors, Olivia Sanabria, Audrey Riddle, Carmen Lacey, as well as our coach, Joe Finotti. Without them, our success would not be what it is today. First, I would like to thank the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for inviting us today to celebrate our state championship. We're very grateful for this opportunity to speak about our team and all of the accomplishments we have achieved this season. Becoming a state champion was not an easy road. We faced setbacks in the beginning, including a few close score losses. These losses allowed our drive to get better to increase. With the help of our incredible coaching staff and our amazing team of girls, we were lucky enough to finish the season 18-5, ending as state champions. Some notable highlights to the season were beating our rival Waterson to win ourselves a regional final after previously losing to them by 3 in regular season, traveling on an overnight bus trip to face some tougher Cincinnati competition and coming back with 2 wins, hosting several team bondings such as yoga class, team dinners, and a Christmas party.
The DeSales lacrosse standard is set so high compared to many other programs. Coach Finotti instilled 3 values of us: grit, focus, and discipline. He told us that if we did these things, we could win a state championship. And he was right, we did. We showed grit during practice in the pouring rain and games we were down by 7 goals in order to get a win. We focused in on what we were capable to do and never lost sight, no matter how hard things got. And we were disciplined. Our girls stayed late and showed up early, consistently talking about film or scout, and we're always there for each other, and both on and off the field. These 3 values helped create the special season that we were able to have. In conclusion, this team is truly like no other, and we are so proud that we have all of our accomplishments. Our team gave our all, sacrificed so much, and continuously held each other to a higher standard. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this team. I'm Carmen Lacey, and I'm going to cosmetology school after this.
I'm Bella Carfagna. I'm going to the University of Tampa.
I'm Audrey Riddle, and I'm going to the University of Cincinnati.
I'm Olivia Sanabria, and I'm going to Ohio State University.
I knew there was going to be one Ohio State in there. I knew it. Give them come right up here. All right, let's keep it moving. Next is the, also from St. Francis DeSales High School, are the boys lacrosse state champion team, coached by Matt Triplet.
Thank you so much for having us here. We're definitely very happy to be in this room with all these great state champions, and really to highlight the season. I'm not organized as organized as Joe or the girls over there, so I didn't write anything down. But But really, just to highlight this, these guys is the senior class. They were an amazing senior class. They won the state title as a group of sophomores. They finished up their entire their high school careers with a 63-14 record. They just finished up the 3rd consecutive appearance in the state title game, and they've won 2 out of the last 3. So to get to the state title game, we beat our rivals in Bishop Watterson 14-13 in triple overtime on their field. So it was a pretty sweet win in order to make the finals. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce these 2 captains. This is Cooper Simpson.
Hi, I'm Cooper Simpson. I plan to go to Cornell University next year and play lacrosse for them. Overall, it was a great year. It was a great 4 years for our class at DeSales. We're all really grateful. Like Coach said, we're not really as organized as the girls' team. We're just kind of coming up here and winging it. But it was, like I said, it was a really good 4 years. We had great experiences, great leadership when we were underclassmen that kind of helped us to get where we are, to help lead our underclassmen now. So thank you, and I appreciate you guys for having us.
Absolutely.
And just know that it'll always be that way, by the way. The women will always be more organized, more prepared. That's just the way it goes in life.
Hi, my name is Jack Jordan. I'm a senior captain, and next year I plan on attending Indiana University to study business. I had a lot of fun these last 4 years. It's about all I got. Thank you guys for having us.
All right, as we're taking a picture, the Dublin Jerome Boys High School 1,300 meter state champion relay team and Coach Alex Jacobs can make their way up to the podium. I think I want to recognize former state rep Rick Carfagna. Where's he at there? Good to see you. I know Commissioner Crawley and you served in the legislature, I think, together.
We did.
I think you might have came right after I left, so sorry. I didn't have to hurt you with all of that stuff. So
Good to see you.
Yep. Yeah. All right. You're up, sir.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having us, commissioners and administrators. Similar to the DeSales boys lacrosse team, we are not as organized as the females. So I'll keep it somewhat brief. So this is Sam Ricchiuti next to me. He's a senior on our track team. He'll be going to Syracuse to study business, run cross country, and run track and field there as well. Sam's one of the most decorated runners in our school's program history. He's got the 5K record for our cross country team. He's got the 2-mile record, which he set this year at the Wayne meet. He was an indoor state champion in the 4x800 meter relay with 4 of his other teammates, as well as the 3,200 meter run indoor as well. And then those 4 guys also went on to the New Balance National meet indoors and were All-Americans, placing 4th in the 4x-mile. So coming off that indoor season, you know, Sam was riding a pretty big high, and it was tough to kind of keep all that up. So kind of dialed things back a little bit, set our eyes and our focus on, you know, what the ultimate goal was, which was to become an outdoor state champion. And so we weren't too worried about the races throughout the year, just kind of dialing it in. He was 3rd at district, 4th at the region meet, and then he was the state champion, running a perfect race. Had some really good splits throughout that whole race, and just capped off a great senior season. Yeah, thank you guys for having us.
Oh, no. You think you're getting away without saying anything? Nah, no. Mr. State Champion, come on now.
I'm Sam Ricchiuti, and I'm going to Syracuse University, and I'm studying business. I don't know, I thought it was a great season. It definitely didn't look like I was doing much during the regular season, but I knew what the end goal was. and I'm really happy with how the race turned out. And I'm really thankful to have great coaches like Jacobs and also Coach Stroh, who really was a mentor these past 4 years. So, and I'm just excited for the future. And, well, thank you.
Outstanding. All right, next is the Hilliard-Davidson Girls 4x8 State Champion Relay, coached by Matthew Beatty. Hilliard-Davidson girls 4x4, right? Yep.
Thank you, commissioners, and congratulations to everybody else here. My name is Matt Beatty. I'm the head girls track coach, Hilliard-Davidson High School. Our distance coach, Coach King's being a beach bum right now and could not make it. So congratulations to our 4x8. We have 4 athletes. We have 2 sophomores, 2 juniors on this team. They did a really good job in the indoor season winning the 4x8. But like Coach Jacobs said, it's very hard to come back in the outdoor season to do that. They trusted the process, trusted the coaching. The season probably didn't go as well as they thought throughout the whole process, but then they ended up pulling it off and win the 4x8 Outdoor State Championship. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Emmy Schroyer, and I'm a junior. Gonna be a senior.
I'm Celia Schulte, and I'm an upcoming junior. I'm Ashley Alsco, and I'm an incoming senior.
Thank you. I'll see you next year.
Which one?
That's the school Commissioner O'Grady's daughter goes to, by the way. What is she? What is she, a sophomore?
She's going to be a junior.
She'll be a junior, yes. Next is Olentangy High School Girls High Jump State Champion. Looks like Chayla Rankin and Jennifer Sosa. That's why I see Che back there. Okay. All right. Proud Papa.
Say Coach Sosa was unable to come today. I'm Dwight DeWeese. I'm the high jump coach for our school. This is Shayla Rankin. Shayla had an incredible season this year. As a freshman, she was a regional champ and established a school record of 5.7, and everything looked great. And then last year, as a sophomore, she suffered an injury during basketball, right at the very end of the basketball season, and missed most of track, and tried to come back the last couple weeks, and still did well, made it to the regionals. This past season, she came back fully healthy and ready to go. And she just started jumping early and just kept getting better and better, and was league champion, was also district champion, and then suffered a little setback at regionals, but came back at the state meet and established a new school record with 5 feet 8 inches. And so we're looking forward to great things out of Shayla next year. I also want to thank you each for recognizing us and giving her this opportunity.
I'm Shayla Rankin. I'm going to be a senior next year, and overall, the season went really well this year. especially with the setback from last year. I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to come back and then be able to hopefully come back next year and defend the title. So, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Next is Olentangy Liberty High School Girls 3,200 meter run state champion Elena Aldrink and individual coach James Dingus. Olentangy High School Girls 1,300 meters state champion.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting us to be here today. My name's Jamie Gilbert. I'm here representing Olentangy Liberty track coach James Dingus. I'm one of the distance coaches, along with Bob Creel, and all of us are very honored and proud to introduce Elena Aldrink to you. She's a sophomore going into her junior year, and we're very excited about all of her progress this year.
Hi, I'm Elena.
Hello.
I'm going to be a junior next year. First of all, thank you for inviting me. And I would also like to thank all of my coaches and teammates and competitors who have pushed me throughout the whole season. At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have thought that I would be doing this and that I would have won the state title, but I'm really happy that my work paid off. Thank you.
Next is the Olentangy Liberty High School high jump state champion Nate Hollingsworth and individual coach Nate Kachek, I believe. Get my abs going here. Yeah, and steps too. Okay.
I'm Nate Sikach, the boys track coach at Olentangy Liberty. I want to thank the Franklin County Board of Commissioners and the Sports Commission for putting this on. I'm fortunate enough to be here for a second year in a row, so I definitely could get used to this. But Nate Hollingsworth, I want to congratulate. We have a lot of Liberty here, our boys and girls lacrosse team, our athletic directors back there, and Elena. Congratulations as well. So it's a lot more fun with some of our other coaches and athletes here today. As mentioned earlier, Nate Hollingsworth, a senior. This is his first year doing track and field. He was a baseball player. He had some shoulder issues, and he decided to do track and field. His dad was a high jumper, so he gave it a try, and we're very happy that he did. We did the math. He's only been jumping for 14 weeks, and right away, plus we had a new high jump coach, one of our former athletes, who told me the other day she was born in 1999, so we had a lot of new faces over at the high jump.
My.
So early on, I was talking to the high jump coach, Coach Culver, and we saw Nate jump, and we're like, yeah, he has something there. And then our first meet, he jumped 6'2", was pretty good, really didn't know what he was doing. And then on our second meet, he got our school record, our modest school record is 6'4", and also that meet, 6'6", and from that point forward, he never was under 6'6" again. So that's tremendous consistencies for someone new to the sport and an event that's can be pretty inconsistent. But what we saw that day was really the competitor that he was. Every time he went against, a pretty good jumper, that guy made the jump, he responded, which tells you a little bit about his mindset. And then most usually, he would put the pressure on his opponents, jumping right away and kind of has that killer instinct. So a really cool competitor, and it led to him being our league champion, district champion, regional champion, and then in a duel at the state meet, a 6'11" state champion. So kind of a cool story with Nate.
I just want to thank you guys all for inviting me. And yeah, it was pretty unexpected and crazy turn of events in the last 3 months, but I couldn't be happier to be here today and where I'm at. And I'm still undecided with college. I'm debating between Ohio State and Miami to run track, and we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, I just want to say before you do, so I ran college track. We had a high jumper who, same situation. His high school did not have a track team. And so he just kind of high jumped on his own, had never high jumped before. He jumped 6'11" state meet, something like that. He ran with us in college at the University of Toledo, and he jumped 7'7". He jumped, he was All-American and jumped 7'7". So I'm just saying, you know, so congratulations, yeah. All right, next is the Olentangy Liberty girls. I think we should have a limit on how many one high school can have state champions that they should have. That should be a rule. No, I'm kidding. Olentangy Liberty girls lacrosse state champion team, coached by Tim Bosco. And team, are they here today? Yeah, they got to be here. Everybody's here from Olentangy, so yeah. Don't be shy. Come on up here. You did. You're on a busload.
I'm Tim Bosco, head coach for Olentangy Liberty Girls Lacrosse. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much. It's an honor to coach these girls. They worked hard over the last year. Our team actually lost in the state final year. We're focused and committed over the last year to make their way back, and won the state title over Upper Arlington, which was our first victory, lacrosse victory.
Keep talking. Yeah, just keep going. Just there's a microphone, so you can just use that for now.
Great. It was our first.
Coach, you're breaking all of our stuff. What's going on?
I'll just speak loud.
Okay.
It was our first lacrosse victory versus Upper Arlington, and it was our first lacrosse state championship for girls, and I'm honored and proud to say it's our first team sport girls state championship for Olentangy.
Wow. Congratulations.
Hello?
She's going to replace that.
Thank you. If it doesn't work, okay, now it's clear. I'm going to introduce two of our captains, Tori Backus and Brendan Heffernan, and they can give you some other details. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tori. I'll be going to Ohio State next year to study business marketing. I'm going to share a few highlights from our season. Probably one of the biggest ones was beating New Albany in the regional final at their home turf after losing to them in the regular season. So that was definitely a big step in the right direction to win the state championship, as we also lost to UA in the regular season and then ended up beating them in the state championship to bring home the first girls state championship in all of Liberty High School history. So after losing the state championship last year, I think that lit a fire under us to definitely go back and win it again, because we did not want another silver medal. So yeah, it was all from our coaches, so big thank you to them. And then definitely just the team bonding that we have and the great family that our program has produced.
Yeah, kind of going off of what Tori said, I'm Brenna. I'm going to University of Cincinnati to play lacrosse. I'm going to major in business, minor in entrepreneurship. The best part of our season is definitely playing with all your best friends. So.
Choose the mic over there.
Yeah.
Introduce each one.
My name is Corinna. I'm going to be a rising senior. This is only my second year at Liberty, but I've made some amazing memories here. Kind of like made history, I would say, for sure, because last year was also the first year that we beat New Albany in the regional championship, which we had never done before. I used to play for UA, and I'd been to the state championship 3 times, and I'm so happy. I thought it was cursed for the longest time, but I'm so happy to say that I'm finally a state champion. I wanted to thank Meeker and Starner if they were there. They're always so kind to me in the hallways, always making sure they say hi to me. It's so nice.
Hi, I'm Molly Brooks, and I'm going to be an incoming senior.
Outstanding.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm going to be a junior.
Hi, I'm Carrie, and I'm going to be an incoming senior.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm a rising senior.
I'm Logan. I'm going to be a sophomore.
I'm Emma. I'm going to be a junior.
I'm Sophie. I'm going to be a sophomore. I'm Evie Howenstein, and I'm going to be a junior. How old are you?
Anybody else? Anybody else? Is there more back there? Okay.
One of the assistant coaches.
Okay. All right. See you next year. Yeah.
I could just add some more fun to it.
It's true.
All right. I just want to say there was a little UA rivalry over here with our prosecutor. When I said I'll see you next year, she gave me a scowl. Like she's like, I'm UA, you know, so sorry, Madam Prosecutor. Jeez. A little testy around here. And once again, the Olentangy Liberty High School boys lacrosse state champion team coached by Jason Godwin. They brought hardware. All right.
Probably lucky we didn't have the whole team come today. You guys ready? All right, my name's John Howenstein. I am the assistant coach and defensive coordinator for the Olentangy Liberty boys lacrosse team. Thank you for having us and recognizing our team in school today. You can see it's a really great day for Olentangy Liberty and all the athletes here. This season we defeated Cincinnati St. Xavier 15-14 in the Division I state final. I heard Coach Bosco and many of the other athletes here talking about firsts, and it was the first time we had beaten St. X this year in the history of our program. We beat them in the regular season and then again in the state final. It's the first state title for our boys program. This group finished 23-1, and with one of the top 3, I believe, most difficult schedules in the state. Sports have so many great life lessons, and it's great to hear all the stories of all the different athletes here. One of the quotes, I'm probably the quote coach, one of the quotes that I use throughout the year, and I kind of think applies to life in general, is the wolf on the hill is never as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. These boys kept climbing. They kept incredible drive and perseverance throughout the year. I'd like to introduce 3 of our senior leaders from the state championship Liberty Patriot boys team: Austin Mallory, Brian Savage, and Tyler Massey.
Hello, thank you for having us. I'll keep this short. I wasn't as prepared as most people. I want to say a couple things. The reason why this group of guys was so successful is we were a team. There was no individual play. Everything was done together. It was just an amazing season, and yeah. And I will be going to Ohio University to play hockey.
Hi, I'm Tyler Massey, and I'm going to Cincinnati next year, studying health science. But incredibly proud of the boys. It was a great year, and I was happy to make 4 years of great memories over high school.
Hi, I'm Austin Mallory, and I'm actually going to be playing volleyball at Carthage College next year. And one thing I really want to mention is the Goon Squad on the bench, is what we call them. Really just provided a lot of sideline energy, and we wouldn't have done it without them. Thank you.
Keep going.
Hi, I'm JR. I'm going to Miami University.
I'm Brock, and I'm going to Ohio State University.
I'm Drew, and I'm going to be a senior.
I'm Evan, and I'm going to be a junior.
My name is Brendan Garrett. They call me B-Money, and I'm going to the Ohio State University.
There you go.
All right, B-Money.
My name is Patrick, and I'm going to be a junior.
My name's Austin, and I'm going to be a senior.
My name's Brady, and I'm going to be a sophomore.
My name's Wes, and I'll be attending Ohio University.
Everybody? All right. Next will be the Olentangy Orange High School Girls 1600 meter state champion. Olentangy Orange High School.
Hi, I'm Brooke Chapman. I just finished my sophomore season at Olentangy Orange, and I just want to thank you for having us.
And I'm her father, Dave Chapman. Yeah, thank you very much for having us. Her coach couldn't be here today, but as she said, Brooke just finished her sophomore season and had a great season, runs multiple events, runs both hurdles, runs distance, and a couple relays, and then also ran the steeplechase at the national event last weekend and did pretty well. Her main goal coming into the season was to focus on the 1600 and see how she could compete at the state level after winning the indoors over the winter. She ended up making or qualifying for 4 different events in states, 2 individuals, the 1600 and the 800, and then 2 relay races with her teammates. So she was super excited to run in a couple days of events. But for the 1600, she told me she had her goal, her strategy was to, what was your strategy?
Sit and kick.
Sit and kick. Sit and kick. All right, so I don't want to be the leader. I want to go out and hang with the leaders, hang at their pace, let someone else create the pace. When it comes down to that last lap, see what I have left and kick. And going into the last lap, she made it a little bit more exciting than what we were expecting. She was kind of fading back in that second and third lap, and we thought maybe it wasn't her day. Going into the last lap, she was in that third or fourth spot. So eventually she started to creep up on the second place girl and pass her on the backstretch. And then as the final turn was coming around and the home stretch was happening, you can kind of see the gap closing. So we're like, all right, we have a chance. So she lengthened her strides and caught up to the first place girl, who was the previous year's runner-up and a heavy favorite. She was definitely the favorite. Brooke passed her at the very end with about a stride. So it was a pretty exciting finish. Super proud of her. Anything else to add with your teammate? We were just talking about this.
My teammate, Marin O'Brien, was also in the state meet for the 1600, and I think that definitely helped like push and training with her over the postseason and always racing. Being able to race with her definitely helped. We pushed each other to race better and keep qualifying on, and she got 6th in podium and stuff. So
yeah, so it was pretty exciting for our school.
Yeah,
for sure.
Go ahead. As we're preparing to take the picture, next is the Pickerington Central High School Boys 4x2 State Champion Relay Team, coached by Jason Roach.
I'm right here. Sorry.
All right, Pickerington Central 4x2.
I want to say thanks to the board and congratulations to everybody. The spring sports was amazing in Central Ohio. Crazy in track. Times just seem to get faster and faster each year. I keep hearing people use the word adversity. I think that hits this team because they had aspirations of winning a state title as a team, and then in the regional semis, we had a key player go down. And Coach Hicks, right here, first year sprint coach, she kind of rallied the troops and made sure that these guys had their heads on straight. I think a lot of people kind of counted us out, and she made sure that didn't happen. So I think we're going to keep her around for a few more years. She truly is an amazing coach. These boys will tell you that.
You want to stand up with
Come
them,
on up
please?
here.
Come on.
Yep. She's something. These boys will tell you that. This senior class here, they've had 2 top 15 finishes, a state runner-up as a team, and a state championship as a team. So these guys are not, they kind of know how this works. A fun fact about the 4x2, these guys right here with me today, I'm so proud of them. They've made their town, their teammates, their parents so proud. And we're, as coaches, Coach Hicks and I are very proud of them. The fun fact, the 4x2, they, with replacements, and she's had 6 different young men run this year. They ran at the state meet the 5th fastest time in the history of the state of Ohio. There's only 2 high schools that's ever run faster. Cleveland, Glenville, and ourselves, 2019. Pick Central is the only teams ever run faster than what these young men did this year. But Coach Hicks, we've got 4 or 6 back. So hopefully she get these guys straight again next year. With a little hard work and a little bit of luck, maybe we can come see you again next year. The first young man, Chris Turntine, come up here. This guy thought he was a football player. We got him out of the hallway. He was lead off leg for the 4x1 and 4x2. He had all the pressure on him, but he delivered.
Y'all got bear with me. I'm not a good speaker. My name is Chris Turntine. This is my first year running track. It was a good experience. It was really fun. Like Coach Hicks made it really fun for us. We had just like Coach Roach said, we had a key player go down. His name X. He really the 4x2 king. Like it ain't really. I'm following his steps, but yeah, only been running track for 4 months and coming winning state title is kind of crazy. So it's like, yeah, it's just I don't know. But we wouldn't be here today without Coach Roach. Coach Hicks, my teammates, and that's it really. All glory to God.
What grade did you say you were in?
I'm 12th grade. I'm senior year. I'm going to Tiffany University.
Okay, outstanding. Good.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo Brazil. I'm a rising junior, and I'm just very honored to be a part of a state championship team as only a sophomore, and ready to come back for my next 2 years and see what those 2 years hold for me.
Great.
I'm Micah Coates. I'm a graduating senior, and I'm going to Marshall University. This year, we had a lot of pros and cons. Like, first, we had an amazing boy track coach that just came in, and the cons, we lost one of our 4x2 runners, which with him, we probably would have broke the all-time record with that one. So, but other than that, like, I had to step down because I wasn't originally going to run the 4x2. But when he got injured, I had to step down and run the 4x2. So, and like being one of the only seniors on the team, other than Chris, I had to like put the team on my back a little bit, be a leader. So yeah.
Sorry, really quick. This is my first year coaching at high school. I've coached one of the fellows that's not here, Joel Scott, since he was in 8th grade. We set records at the middle school. So I'm really proud to be here. Like I said, thank you, Micah, so much for stepping up because he did not have to come run the 4x2, but our fastest 200 runner went down in the 4x1. We also had the fastest time in the state at the time, but I ain't gonna talk about that. I really appreciate Roach for giving me a chance to come to the high school and show these people what I have. We will be here next year, I guarantee you that.
All right. I guarantee. Next is Upper Arlington High School Girls 4x4 State Champion Relay. Arlington.
My name is Lauren Carob. I am the girls' head track and field coach at Upper Arlington, and I have our girls 4x4 here who had an undefeated season, and they just placed 4th at Nike Nationals in Eugene, Oregon, and they became All-Americans. So I'm gonna let them talk a little bit about their season.
Hi, I'm Maren Dagenhart. I was a junior this year, and I was the first leg in the 4x4.
Hi, I'm Maggie Robertson. I'm a senior, and I ran second leg in the 4x4.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Poland. I was a sophomore, and I was third leg.
Hi, I'm Elena Schneider. I was a senior, and I was the anchor leg in the 4x4.
Okay, so we're going to talk about some of our highs of the season and I guess traditions from our season. First, as a team for states, we made tie-dye 4x4 shirts. And definitely helped us go faster in the state meet.
And before meets, everyone knows if you run track, you always get the jitters. So we always sing, which is normally Pitch Perfect or Hamilton. And it really just helped us get the jitters out and really just let us lock in before our 400s.
In addition to singing, we also like to dance before races.
And our favorite meet so far this year was either obviously states because we won. It was really enjoyable and very memorable. But another favorite meet was Fulton Relays, is when we first all 4 ran together. And that was probably more towards the middle of the season. And that was just really memorable because we broke 4 minutes, which was fun. And we definitely increased that throughout the season.
Our favorite memory this year, probably winning states.
And another tradition that we always do is we drink beet juice. It helps. Just trust it, all right?
After the race, we always do a cool down vlog on our camera. We do our 2 laps.
And another thing that we enjoy is making friends. Like at nationals or at states when we're meeting all these different teams from different places, we love talking to them and we love just like comparing like our different stories and just really having fun with that.
This season, I guess we're undefeated in the 4x4 until at nationals where we got fourth, but the whole season, yeah, undefeated.
And Oregon was just really enjoyable. We had a great time. We ran well in the 4x4, like Daggy said, and we're excited for next year as us two, the underclassmen. And here are our senior captains.
I would just like to say I feel like what made our season really special was the friendships that we made. And next year I'm going to go to the University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, like Maggie said, the friendships, we were really bonded team, and I think that really helped with our success. We had great chemistry together, and I wouldn't have wanted to win a state champ with any other people. And I'm going to the University of Florida to study chemistry next year.
All right, next is the Westerville Central High School 100-meter state champion.
We still might want to do this first.
All right. 100-meter. Right.
All right, I'm David Mentlow, head girls track coach at Westerville Central, and I have Olivia Pace with me. Olivia this year is the 100-meter state champion, and this is her second time here. Last year we were here as a long jump state champion as well. Olivia is by far the ultimate student athlete, definitely fits both of those. So she's great in the classroom, great at school, and then obviously she's great on the track as well. She has elevated our program since she's been here her last 4 years, and actually it's my fourth year, so we, did this together because this is my first graduating class as a head coach, and it's been amazing to be able to do this with her, and she's a great person as well, more than just an athlete. She's leaving this program with 8 school records, indoor and outdoor. She's a 6-time state champion, 4-time indoor 60-meter state champion, long jump state champion, and now 100-meter state champion. And she has certainly left her mark on Central Ohio, and she will be in the record books and is certainly remembered as one of the best to come through Central Ohio with many others. So I'll let Olivia.
Hello.
Hello.
First, I would like to thank God, of course, for all things. I would also like to thank my parents and all of my wonderful coaches for all the accomplishments I've been through. I am a senior, and I will be running track at the University of Southern California and studying human biology.
So this will be their first year in the Big Ten. So you will get to see you at some point. That's great. That's great. All right. All right, I think this is the last one here. Westerville North High School Boys 4x8 state champion relay team, and also 1,600-meter state champion team. Both.
You should have put a little more enthusiasm on last. I know you're a little tired right now, but come on, man. Track's in
Westerville North High School Boys 4x8 state champion relay team, and also the 1600-meter state champion, here's Ben Gableman and Coach Johnny Jackson.
There you go. You didn't have to give all my government names. Just Coach Jackson would have been good. Listen, Ohio is we're a small state, but we are very powerful in sports.
Yeah, we are.
Track and field is just ridiculous. They have 2 at-large bids in track and field now, and that usually comes out of our region. Our region is really tough to get out of. I want to think, as a head coach, we get a lot of credit for things that aren't in our control. I think as a coach, I'm very talented, but we have to get lucky first. We have to get the kids to move into the system. We have to get the kids to believe in our program. We have to have the support of great parents, which we do right here, and the dad standing up back here. And all that's important because they have to eat, they have to fuel the system, they have to rest, and the parents take care of all of that. So as a coach, I've been very lucky. We had a very successful season, and one of my young men will talk about that. But as a full team, we had a very good season. We had a couple people go down, or we would have been vying for the state. These 4 young men right here were 6 points away from winning the entire state meet with just distance runners. And if you know track and field, there's very few distance races. Some people might want to count the 800. It's not a distance race. It's an endurance sprint race. And these guys were fast enough to do that. With Ben went undefeated in the 1600 this year, breaking the school record probably at least 3 times in the mile, also in the 2 mile, and then having an unbelievable finish in the 4x8 with probably about 100 meters down. 100 meters to go, he was probably 50 meters down. And we watched the race, and we were getting kind of happy with second, and then he started moving. And when I say moving, I mean moving, to where I watch it every now and then, and still, even though I know the outcome, I still can't believe that we won the race. But more importantly than what these young men did on the track, it's what they do in the classroom. All of them are scholar athletes, and as a coach, that's probably where I'm the most proud, because they will slow down in time. Mother Nature, Father Time are undefeated. They will slow down, but what they've done in the classroom, the hard work that they've put on the track, and it didn't start this season. It started as soon as they walked on that track or walked on the field at cross country. Now, a head coach and a team is only as good as its assistants. And he doesn't like to speak, and he said he's not going to, and that's okay. But I'm going to bring him up anyway, because as a head coach, I've been at North since 1998. And I'm only as good as my assistants. He is the head cross-country coach, so that's where track starts. It starts in cross-country season for distance runners. And then he's my distance coach in cross-country, so he's brought these guys along very well. I've watched all of his workouts. I've watched what he does. He sends me his workouts, and they're very good. And for me to hand it over to him says a lot, because I was a distance runner and a distance coach. So I had to hand it down, and I couldn't think of anybody better to hand it down to than Nick Horton. He also ran for me, so that made it a whole lot easier. He knows the program. Out of my 9 coaches, I have 3 that ran for me, 1 that's been with me over 20 years, and then the others that have been 5, 10, 15 years. So very good program, and I wanted to make sure that Nick was recognized, and then I'll let the young men introduce themselves.
Okay. Hi, I'm Michael Della Santa. I'm a graduating senior. I was a lead leg at States. I'm going to Ohio University. I'm going to run cross country there. I'd like to thank you guys for having us here today. We really appreciate that. Thanks to our coaches for always helping us, and to our parents for always supporting us. This title is very special because we get to have it together. I think it's always more fun to win together. Like, we all appreciate our individual awards, but doing something with all your friends is really special. We've been working since whenever we got here as freshmen, starting with cross country, and it's just years of work really went into this, but then making memories together and being able to enjoy such a special moment together. And for me and Ben, our last memory in high school being a state title with our friends is just very special. So I'm very grateful, and thank you.
Michael also placed 8th in the 1600.
I'm Ben Gableman. I'm going to Syracuse University to run cross country and track and field. I'd like to thank you guys for inviting us out. Thank you to the coaches and thank you to the parents. This season was definitely like a roller coaster. We definitely had like ups and downs starting from the indoor track season. Some people were not running their best, but it always shaped up in the end. Regionals, we placed second in the 4x8. And I think at states, it was kind of tough thinking that we could win because we placed second to Olentangy, and we kind of went in there thinking we were going to take it, and we didn't. So I think that was a little bit of a confidence lessener, I guess. But then we came back, and I think our time was a top 5 time in Ohio history, because there was only 6 teams to ever break 740. But this squad has done a lot. We set a top 5 time in Ohio history in the DMR as well. Individually, we've all done great. We had a regional qualifier, Ohio State 1600 runner. Me as an individual, I won the state 1600, and at nationals I was an All-American, running the second fastest time in the mile in Ohio history with the 4:02. But yeah, this season's been really fun. It's really exciting to see where these guys will end up as they have a few years left in them. But yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Casey Carlos. I'm an upcoming junior. It was really special running with all these boys. They're great runners and great teammates. I'd like to thank you for having us out, and I'd like to thank our parents and coaches for the support that's been very needed throughout the season.
That's the most I've heard Casey talk all year.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Wise. I would like to first thank my mom and the other parents and coaches, and then thank you for having us here. I'm going to be a senior next year, and I was told a couple minutes ago that I would be doing the highlights. So to start off with the regular season, we won 6 out of 8 of our regular season meets, and our 2 losses were at the Wayne Invitational and the Mason Invite. Starting off the postseason pretty strong, we won our second consecutive OCC title, and we also won districts at home since the first time since 2000, if I'm right. We placed 3rd at regionals, and we got our first 4x8 loss, like Ben said, at regionals, which I feel like that kind of motivated us to come back stronger at states. And then states, of course, we won. And then Ben and Michael placed in the mile with Ben again in the 32. We tied for 3rd with Pickerington North for the state at states, which, if I'm right, would be our 2nd best finish in school history behind our 1998 state title. And then at nationals, we just got back on Sunday. Ben got All-Ohio in the mile. My bad, All-American. I didn't plan this. But it's been a very fun season, and I would really love to thank Coach Nick, who's really motivated me from freshman to junior year to keep going. And I'm happy that he's been my first full head coach and that I get to come back next year.
Okay, we'll see you. We'll see you then. Take care.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Man, he did catch you. Didn't look like he was.
Oh,
He did,
wow.
but
Right at the end,
outstanding.
That's good.
I can't believe the athletes didn't stay to hear our final remarks. You know, I thought that was the most unimportant part. Well, I don't know. Anything you want to say before, maybe there's no athletes. Maybe they'll watch it. So, you know,
There's like no athletes.
They were like, yeah. They're like, all right, you'll see you.
Thanks.
I think we'll keep it, we'll just get right on into the agenda then here.
So, Mr. President, if it's okay, we are going to go a little bit out of order for the agenda this morning. So we do ask that directors and folks presenting will be ready because it will be a little out of order. So first up, we'll have the Sheriff's Office. May I proceed?
Yes, please.
Resolution number 50824. Resolution authorizing the second contract modification with Armor Health of Ohio LLC in the amount of $1,604,033.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. Our first resolution authorizes a contract modification with Armor Health of Ohio. This modification will allow our office to procure additional medical equipment and staffing to open Phase 2A of the James A. Carnes Correction Center. The cost of the modification will be $1.6 million. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
I do have a comment, if you may. President Boyce, thank you. Thank you for bringing this resolution. And I know for Armor and the Office of Justice Policy and Programs, and as well as administration, we were having like quarterly meetings to talk about the contract, the original contract, and services as well as staffing. Those meetings have not happened, at least with quarterly with administration, OJPP, and as well as my staff's office. And so I will be reaching out. Now, the Sheriff's Office may be having those conversations with Armor, but because we've been having some ongoing, I would say, some concerns, but also just wanting to make sure that we get staffed up appropriately, I would encourage those, at least for this extension for 1 year, those meetings to occur each quarter, every time.
Okay, yep.
All right. There are no additional comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 50824.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Abstain.
Resolution number 50824 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. And we'll come back to your next resolution, Albert, in just a little bit. Next, we have community partnerships. Resolution number 51124. Resolution authorizing a 1-year grant extension with the Ohio Women's Alliance in the amount of $259,700.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Brittany Hilliard, Community Partnership Coordinator. This is the first of 2 resolutions that are connected with the 2023 Community Partnership Grant. This is a grant agreement extension for Ohio Women's Alliance. They have completed every necessary item, reports. Their site visit was wonderful. We're just hoping that we can continue this grant funding to enhance services across Franklin County. If you have no questions or comments, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
Well, I see the Executive Director. Did she have some comments?
Hello. Great, yeah, you'd like to speak.
Good morning. My name is Rhiannon Carnes, and I'm the founder and executive director of Ohio Women's Alliance and Ohio Women's Alliance Action Fund. And we prioritize the lived experiences of women of color and young people. Thank you, Commissioner and President Kevin Boyce. Thank you, Commissioner Crawley. And thank you, Commissioner O'Grady, for inviting me to speak this morning. And thanks to the generous support of the Board of Commissioners, the Ohio Women's Alliance Member Assistance Program has been able to help Franklin County residents access care by providing transportation, child care, lodging, lost wages, and referrals, and more. Research shows that about 30% of healthcare appointments are missed due to financial and practical barriers, but when practical support like transportation and child care are provided, those rates decrease to 2%. The majority of our clients are Black women who face the most disparities when it comes to maternal and infant mortality rates. In Ohio, Black women are more likely to die 2 to 3 more times during pregnancy, and Black infants 2 to 4 more times are likely to die when navigating Ohio's healthcare institutions. The Member Assistance Program provides the wraparound support that Black families need to defy these statistics. Through our advocacy, navigation, and practical care services, we continue to learn more about our clients' needs, which typically extend to housing, food insecurities, and access to mental health services. We provide support for their acute needs, but we are also a resource hub to support referrals for the additional wraparound care our clients require to live healthier lives. Mental health is a leading cause of Black maternal death during the first perinatal phase up to 1 year post-pregnancy. The barriers that stand in the way of Black women accessing mental health include distrust of healthcare systems, shame and stigma around seeking mental health support, fear of child protective services, logistical barriers, and mental health screening and tools that weren't developed with quantitative research that is reflective or representative of Black communities. As mental health continues to be an increasing need for our clients, we will soon be expanding our programming to provide mental health support through Ohio Women's Alliance Be Well programming, which will launch in 2025. This program will focus directly on reducing these barriers and providing the space, information, and support to ensure Black birthing people have the holistic well-being support that they need for their physical, mental, and emotional health. I founded Ohio Women's Alliance because of my lived experience as a Black woman, a mother, a grandmother, and an adoptive parent who understands the economic hardships and racial bias when navigating through healthcare systems. When raising my children as a single mother, head of household, survivor of generational trauma, trying to hold everything together while taking care of everyone, often that came to my own detriment of my own mental health and emotional and physical health and well-being. But my lived experience has allowed me to personally understand what our families and community need to thrive. Our goal at Ohio Women's Alliance is to ensure that Black women have what they need to not only defy these statistics, but to live happy, healthy, full lives where we can focus on surviving and thriving. Through our member assistance program, we have served over 750 clients in just in 1 year. We have a warm line and an online portal that is employee staff and have over hundreds of volunteers that have signed up to support our clients who can inquire about our services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is truly a community effort to combat these disparities. And since we launched the Member Assistance Program in 2023, we have driven over 38,000 miles to ensure our clients can get to their appointments. We have nearly provided $13,000 to cover child care stipends and $15,000 in lost wages. And so we are excited to expand these services even further with the ongoing support of the Board of Commissioners, and thankful for you joining us in our mission to ensure the residents of Franklin County have the support that they need, and we hope to continue this partnership and collaboration. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. If there, I can't.
If there are no comments or questions, I move approval of resolution 51124.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner Crawley.
Abstain.
Resolution number 51124 has been adopted with Commissioner Crawley's noted abstention. Next, we're going to move to Resolution 53124. Resolution number 53124, resolution authorizing a 1-year grant extension with the Center for Family Safety and Healing in the amount of $125,000.
This resolution will authorize a grant agreement with Center for Family Safety and Healing in the amount of $125,000. Similar to the last resolution, this is the second of a 2-year grant extension. They have completed all tasks, site visit, and all reporting. If there are no questions or comments, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of resolution 53124.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady. Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 53124 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Next, we're going to move to Economic Development and Planning. Resolution number 51824. Resolution authorizing consent to easement and mortgage subordination documents for the benefit of a reciprocal easement agreement and utility easement with AEP for the benefit of 3 affordable housing projects being developed by National Church Residences.
Good morning, Commissioners. Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning, Emmanuel Torres. Commissioners, this board, on behalf of the Economic Development and Planning Department, is the holder of 2 mortgages, one with the Commons at Livingston Housing Limited Partnership, and the other one with the Commons at Livingston 2 Housing Limited Partnership. These home loans supported NCR, National Church Residences, in the construction of 2 affordable housing projects located on 2 contiguous parcels near Bishop Hartley High School. NCR now seeks to develop a 3rd parcel that is also contiguous to the project sites just mentioned. This resolution seeks your approval to authorize the necessary actions in reciprocal easement agreement that would grant certain parking, access, utility improvement easement for the mutual benefit of all 3 affordable housing development projects. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 51824.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 51824 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Next, we'll be moving to Job and Family Services. Is there a motion to remove this resolution from the table?
So moved.
Is there a second? Commissioner O'Grady.
I'm sorry, second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
This is to remove from the table, Commissioner?
But the guys abstain.
Okay.
You can vote
Thank
on any procedural matter, just not the substantive matter.
Resolution number 49824 has been removed from the table. Resolution number 49824, resolution approving a COVID-19 recovery grant with the Research Institute and Nationwide Children's Hospital doing business as Abigail Wexner Research Institute for the Franklin County Ready to Earn Youth Employment Program in the amount of $200,000, 45 cents.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Turner, Chief Administrator for Job and Family Services. Commissioners, you have already made a significant investment of nearly $5 million this year in summer and year-round ready-to-earn program opportunities with community partners including the Columbus Urban League, Godman Guild Association, Lead the Way Learning Academy, and St. Stephen's Community House. Through this resolution, Job and Family Services will partner with the Research Institute at Nationwide Children's Hospital to provide ready-to-earn summer youth employment programming serving at least 100 young people ages 16 to 21. This will bring the total number of young people employed this summer to a total of over 1,200. Youth participants in the nationwide program will receive 8 weeks of in-depth exposure and hands-on experience in health career pathways while earning up to $15 per hour. Youth who successfully complete the program will be considered for full and part-time employment with Nationwide Children's Hospital. This resolution supports goal number 11 of our Rise Together blueprint, and pending any questions, we request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 49824.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 49824 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Next, we'll be moving to Justice Policy and Programs. Resolution number 53224. Resolution authorizing the execution of a subgrant award to Ohio Health Sarnco to provide training and victim services under the FY 2023 Services Training Officers Prosecutors Violence Against Women Act Block Subgrant Grant Program, granting the authority to the county administrator to sign all acceptance documents and waivers related to the grant program in the amount of $60,078.30.
Good morning, Commissioners and members of administration. I'm Kevin Greenwood, Deputy Director of Survivor Services for the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. The Violence Against Women Act Formula Grant Program supports communities in their efforts to develop and strengthen effective law enforcement and prosecution strategies to combat violent crimes against women, and to develop and strengthen victim services in cases involving domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and dating violence. This award of $60,078.30 to the Sexual Assault Resource Network of Central Ohio falls under the VAWA allocation of victim services. The award period is January 1, 2024 to December 31, 2024. Pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
there are no comments or questions, move for approval, Resolution 432-24.
Second.
Oh,
It's 532, Commissioner.
oh, that's what I said. What did I say?
432.
Oh, sorry, 532-24.
I'll second whichever one is appropriate.
532-24, my dyslexia.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce. Resolution number 532-24 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move to Public Facilities Management. Resolution number 526-24. Resolution authorizing execution of an agreement with DLZ Architecture Incorporated to provide design professional services associated with the planning, design, and new construction of the new Franklin County downtown facility, which includes the Early Learning Center, in the amount of $1,389,625.
Good morning, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, PFM. Request for qualifications number 2023-330 requested submissions from interested parties with proven experience to provide design professional services associated with the planning, design, and construction of a new Franklin County downtown facility, which includes the Early Learning Center. Specifically, this project includes the demolition of the vacated downtown correction center located at 370 South Front Street and the creation of a new downtown facility on the site that will support Franklin County Government Center staff and visitor needs with an early learning center to serve up to an estimated 404 children birth to school age, delivery dock, restricted parking, central mail processing facility, and connectivity to the downtown complex. The construction manager at risk construction model is being employed on this legacy county project, and there is an established 20% SEBE aspirational goal. 6 submissions were received in response to the request for qualifications. DLZ Architecture, Inc. is a local certified minority business enterprise, and they have partnered with multiple local small and emerging business enterprises as subconsultants on the project, such as BB Code Design LLC. Joe Kyle, project manager for DLZ, Bhakti Bania, CEO of BB Code Design LLC, and Jim Russell, executive vice president of the Pizzuti Companies, serving as the county's owner's representative, are all present today. Pending any questions, PFM requests your approval of this agreement to provide design professional services with DLZ Architecture, Inc. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, President Boyce. Thank you, Director, for bringing this resolution. I am so excited. I'm sure we all are excited up here when we think about what's getting ready to happen with the downtown jail, tearing it down to make it a child care center, which is in the master plan. But when we think about the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint Plan and what the community has said that they needed and that they wanted is more access to high quality early care and education. And we provide millions of dollars to our residents and to providers to make sure that they can have quality child care centers. But what more or what better way to support our employees here at the county with access to child care. And what this will be is something that doesn't even exist anywhere else, right? Mm-hmm. There's no other county in the country that is tearing down, like really breaking that preschool to prison pipeline and how it's going to be transformational, but county employees, city employees, and then the thought is 25% for the community, right? And so as this is one of the first steps to this legacy project and moving it off the master plan maybe list to reality, it just is exciting. But more importantly, I'm excited for our staff and for the community to have such a wonderful resource. So thank you for bringing this.
Same here, thank you.
Commissioner Boyce. I mean, Commissioner Crowley's absolutely correct, and I love the way she talks about this project, and it's very exciting not only for the community but for our employees, for our complex, and I'm equally as excited about this as I know both my colleagues are, and we're all anxious to see this project get underway. I'm curious, and I'm anxious, and for our guests that are in the crowd, I would like to say, and I'll have my staff reach out, but I'm always anxious, Deputy County Administrator Long, I'm always anxious we talk all the, well, we don't talk all the time. We are always thinking about the complex. And I know I've had conversations with Administrator Wilson, I've had conversations with Deputy County Administrator Long, and I'd like to have conversations with Pizzuti about Franklin County and the growth that Franklin County is experiencing, the planning that we're doing for the future of Franklin County and for the future of how Franklin County government will continue to serve Franklin County residents as we continue to grow. The complex, as we have talked before, we need to continue to plan this complex for the continued growth, for how we will continue to serve every resident every day, how we will continue to serve, all of our residents, from not only in terms of childcare, but just in terms of how we are going to continue to meet the needs of our community. And that includes how we will think about and envision this complex as we continue to do that. So, our master planning it continues to be ever important to be able to meet those needs. So I'll talk, Annie and I can talk to you when we talk next. I know we have our regular weekly schedule, but I haven't talked to anybody from Pizzuti recently about that, and so I'd like to do that.
Commissioners, I would wholly agree, and I think all three of you have said that individually, the master planning process is ongoing. It's a fluid, living document. It has to be, and we'll continue to have both individual and group conversations with the three of you to make sure that we're taking those visions that the three of you have going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 52624.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 52624 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
By the way, Annie was listening, and she's gave me a thumbs up, so she'll be in touch.
Next, we will be moving to purchasing. Resolution number 53024. Resolution approving 2 purchase orders for Franklin County Job and Family Services in the amount of $7,500.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry Ballinier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution, as stated, requests your approval of 2 purchase orders. The county auditor has pre-certified available funding for both, and pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 53024.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 53024 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
Next, we'll be moving back to the top of the agenda and beginning with the auditor. Mr. President, are you ready to move forward?
Yes. Please proceed.
Resolution number 50524. Resolution authorizing a 1-year contract with Woolport Incorporated for aerial imagery, digital ortho imagery, and current agricultural use evaluation photography in the amount of $69,088.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Trenton Weaver, Deputy General Counsel for County Auditor Michael Stinziano. Just the one item for you today. Our office seeks to enter into a 1-year agreement with Woolport Inc. for aerial imagery, digital ortho imagery, and current agricultural use valuation, or CAUV photography. Our office annually updates the aerial photography of the county, which is then used for appraisal services and map creation. The office also offers this imagery to local county agencies and the general public. Aerial photography allows our office to save costs on the office's annual appraisal duties by allowing our appraisers to verify CAUV eligibility and compliance from the office instead of requiring extensive travel to all areas of the county. Pending any questions, we would ask for your approval of the resolution. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 50524.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 50524 has been adopted.
Thank you, Engineer.
Resolution number 50624. Resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to Boss Excavating and Grading Incorporated for Alkire Road at Demarest Road Storm Sewer Replacement in the amount of $327,747.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brad Foster, Franklin County Engineer.
Commissioners, our first resolution seeks to award a construction contract to Boss Excavating and Grading for the Alkire Road at Demorest Road Storm Sewer Replacement Project. Boss was selected via a competitive bid process with a bid opening on May 22nd, 2024. Located in southwestern Franklin County in Jackson Township, this project seeks to repair and replace failed storm sewer infrastructure. The county engineer's Equitable Business Enterprise Program has been implemented with a goal of 10%. Boss Excavating anticipates the actual EBE goal to exceed 18%. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 50624.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 50624 has been adopted. Resolution number 50724, resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to Complete General Construction Company for Trayview Road, 10.77 over Scioto River and 10.89 over Scioto Point Drive in the amount of $14,769,507.24.
Commissioners, our final resolution seeks to award a construction contract to Complete General Construction Company for Trayview Road over Scioto River and also over the Scioto Point Drive. Complete General was selected via the competitive bid process on May 28th, 2024 with a bid opening. The project is funded by MORPC attributable funding with $10.4 million, OPWC with $3.5 million, and ODOT's local major bridge program funding of $843,000. The project is located in western Franklin County in the city of Columbus and seeks to widen Trayview Road between Lakeshore Drive and Riverside Drive, and will add sidewalk on the south side and a shared use path on the north side, with street lighting included. The project will utilize ODOT's disadvantaged business enterprise process with a goal of 10% participation. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 50724.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 50724 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Resolution number 50924, resolution authorizing a maintenance agreement with Metals Treatment Technologies LLC for bullet trap cleaning and lead abatement at the Sheriff's Office firing range in the amount of $48,212.
Commissioners, this resolution authorizes the Metals Treatment Technologies to clean the Sheriff's Office bullet traps of expense rounds and ammunition and to properly dispose of the waste. The lead and brass will be, the lead and brass will be containerized and loaded onto a licensed transport vehicle and subsequently delivered to a vetted recycling facility. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 50924.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 50924 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you,
Thank
Office
you.
of Aging.
Resolution number 51024, resolution authorizing grant agreement modifications with Central Community House and National Center for Urban Solutions for digital literacy for an increased amount of $262,393 for a revised total of $393,143.
Thank you. Good morning, Board of Commissioners, County Administration. Larice Cohen's Chief Financial Officer. The Franklin County Office on Aging entered a contract agreement with Central Community House and National Center for Urban Solutions on April 2nd, 2024, under the approval of Resolution Number 269-24 for the provision of grant award agreements to provide county agencies with senior services. FCOA wishes to modify the original contracts to allow an award increase for Central Community House from $80,000 to $280,000 to support their Senior Technology Access Project, or TAP, and an award increase for NCUS from $62,393 to $113,143 to support NCUS Tech empowering seniors through digital literacy program. The Franklin County Office on Aging wishes the authorization of the contract modifications with Central Community House and NCUS to provide digital literacy services in a total dollar amount not to exceed $393,143 for the time period of July 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. This resolution supports goals number 3, 4, 9, and 12 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. Today, we have Executive Director Tamara Forrest with Central Community House to speak on behalf of how funding helps program for seniors in Franklin County, after which, pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Well, I know it's later in the evening, oh, good Lord. Well, I know it's later in the
You
meeting.
can push a button up
Button,
there
there's a
on
button.
your right, and it'll move down.
It's fine. I think it's fine. I'm excited to be here, and this is a really exciting resolution. So thanks for giving time today to Commissioner Crawley, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady. Commissioner Crawley, you've had the ability to come out to the program and see and listen to the seniors and understand that direct impact, and I'm grateful to be able to come back now. Who would have thought that we'd have another one of this bittersweet example from COVID, where we had this programming that was critically needed during a time when seniors were isolated more than ever, to learn that this program would continue to allow seniors to access services and improve their life and stay in their homes and live with dignity in the neighborhoods and homes that they choose to live in. This partnership with Franklin County Office on Aging has allowed us to serve over 500 seniors in Franklin County out of our facilities in the Near East of Columbus. We not only are serving those in the Near East, we're serving those in Linden, we're serving those on the West Side. Because of this funding, seniors not only can access services quicker and faster, they can talk to their doctor online when they need to, they can bank online, they can use OSU MyCharts with our support, they can register in a Fitbit class and go on join a walking club with Youth at Central and learn how these devices can help them monitor their health. We've given out over 500 devices to seniors as well. It's also allowed seniors, when they're not feeling great, to attend church on Sunday from home. It's allowed them to maintain relationships, for example, with family in Georgia. I can't put in words how important this program is. I truly mean it. It's one of the most popular programs at Central. I never in a million years thought we would have folks over the age of 60 on a wait list, waiting in line, saying, please, 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 my friends have told me how wonderful this is, and I want to be a part of it. I never would have thought hybrid social and educational programs for seniors would be so popular, where they can come in one day and do art projects, and the next day join on a chat and say, hey, just want to tell you how I'm feeling and how I'm doing. This is everything. It truly is. And I'm thankful that Franklin County Office on Aging asked us to do this. I thought they were kind of crazy at first. Seniors, digital devices, this is going to be fun. And it's a perfect example of a public-private partnership where we were asked to take our outreach arm and our relationships and use technology to build something beautiful. I hope the other commissioners have some time to come out and talk with our seniors too. They'd love to see you, they'd love to brag, and they'd love to tell you how they're using their devices. So thank you so much.
Thank you, President Boyce. And maybe this is more of a question for administration than you all, because we just, not too long ago, approved a resolution for digital equity, somewhere around $5 million, I think. And I know part of it was about programming and making devices available. And so when we think about not doing things in silos and working in partnership and like leveraging dollars to try to reach as many people, how is this working in coordination or collaboration with the Digital Equity Coalition or the money that we have partnered with the city to expand more services like this for our residents?
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. Both of these contracts are in effect operating independently of the digital equity investment. We can make an effort to connect both of the entities that we're contracting with and see if there's an opportunity to expand upon what's planned. But these things are not coordinated. The $5 million that'll go in over 3 years will not provide the devices to support these two programs unless we proactively reach in, which we can see if there's a way to connect that. And then that may either allow these programs to be expanded or the contracts may be modified accordingly to reduce the expenditures associated with devices.
Right. So I'm not, and I appreciate that. I'm not saying that we don't support this absolutely, but if if digital equity, part of that was providing devices and connecting those, connecting residents, but then also like doing classes. I'm just like, how do we get more? How do we reach more people? And so I think there should be an intentional effort to marry these programs when possible, just so dollars can go farther and we can, so.
I will work with the leadership within the Department on Aging and see how we can marry these
Right,
programs
because if you got
together.
people on waiting lists and the digital equity is looking for applicants, we could possibly move people off the waiting list to, get them connected. So, okay. I won't belabor the point
I
anymore.
also just wanted to say we're deeply engaged with the Franklin County Digital Equity Coalition. We're on their committees. We're working with Smart Columbus, and we're also getting state funds through an RFP that they shared with us. So I want you to know that from a knowledge base and from a collaboration base, we're already in.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. But I want to get the people off the waiting list if possible too. Yeah, and then get more people. I know. So thank you. Thank you. All right. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 51024.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51024 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Community partnerships.
Resolution number 51224. Resolution authorizing one-year grant extensions to various nonprofits related to the Community Partnerships Grant Program in the amount of $3,352,953.19.
Good morning again. This resolution will authorize a grant agreement extension for 14 selected nonprofits. Okay. In the amount of $3,352,953.19. This is the first of a 2-year, 1-year grant extension. The awarded grant aligns with numerous goals outlined in the Rise Together blueprint. The grantees have also shown excellence in their service area, and additional years of grant funding will enhance services across Franklin County. If there are no questions or comments, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 51224.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51224 has been adopted. Resolution number 51324. Resolution authorizing one-year grant extensions to 20 nonprofits related to the Community Partnerships Grant Program in the amount of $3,364,116.
This resolution, as stated, will allow for 20 selected nonprofits who were awarded in 2022 to authorize a second of their 2-year grant extension. Similar to the other resolution, each grantee has shown excellence in their service area. An additional year of grant funding will enhance services across Franklin County. If there are no questions or comments, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 51324.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51324 has been adopted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Resolution number 51424. Resolution authorizing a contract agreement with Christopher Street Tours to operate and execute a gay rights movement and history tour that will support our ongoing education regarding the complex, continuous work of advancing equal rights for the LGBTQ+ community in the amount of $70,584.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Perla Martinez, she, her pronouns, DEI Administrator with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Commissioners, founded in 2018, Christopher Street Tours is an LGBTQ-owned and operated walking tour company with the mission of increasing access to LGBTQ history by sharing stories and uplifting voices from those that paved the way before us. Their tours are LGBTQ-focused and led by expert educators, storytellers, and activists in the community. The history of equal rights for members of the LGBTQ community is something that has been largely neglected, erased, and purposefully ignored in our society, Hence, the importance of providing our staff members a fuller understanding of the LGBT history of the United States and to help them understand how that history shaped the society they live in and understand we have more in common than we think. From October 9th through October 12th, the Board of Commissioners will get to embark in a transformative journey of discovery and celebration as we pay tribute to the resilience and spirit of the LGBTQ community. This informative, engaging, and thought-provoking experience as we explore the landmarks, events, and people that have shaped this important history, our history. Together, let us deepen our understanding of the vibrant past that shaped the LGBTQ community. This will set an inspirational direction for our work in our community and in turn inspire us to create a more inclusive and equitable future for all. History has the power to build understanding and compassion, especially as we discover it together. If there are no comments or questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 514-24.
Yes. Or second.
Yes. Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 514-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 515-24. Resolution authorizing a contract agreement with Distinct Event Planning, LLC for conference planning, strategy, marketing, and coordination of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners DEI Conference in the amount of $42,500.
The Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion will host Franklin County Board of Commissioners Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Day and a half-day conference. District Event Planning, LLC is a minority and women-owned marketing and technology business who will assist in the marketing, communication, planning, and digital design for Franklin County Board of Commissioners Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Conference. The conference is designed for all who are looking to learn about best practices and DEI strategy, collaboration, and education. The conference will focus on economic equity, effective strategies for workplace accessibility for seen and unseen disabilities, effective collaboration with engaging immigrant and refugee populations, and driving policy and using data. District Event Planning, LLC will execute this vision for the conference with providing services for pre-event management, coordinate communications with facilitators, source and manage small and emerging businesses, manage registrations, write and distribute press releases, create branding, style guides, and social media marketing. Lucretia Williams, President and CEO of District Event Planning, LLC, is present online if there are any comments or questions, and if not, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 515-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 515-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 516-24. Resolution authorizing a grant agreement with Buckeye Tigers to help fund their annual Aerospace Career Education Academy in the amount of $12,215.
Commissioners, the Buckeye Tigers is an Ohio nonprofit organization whose purpose is to stimulate interest and to provide guidance to underrepresented youth within Central Ohio with a desire to enter the aviation aerospace industries to fulfill the workforce demands that these global industries require, and in turn diversify and enrich these through programming and exposure to these careers and its various sectors. Historically, the participation rate of women and minorities in highly paid aviation occupations is low compared to the total populations of employed persons in the United States. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2021, only 5.3% of all aircraft pilots and flight engineers were women, with less than 1% being black women. 93% were white, 6.1% were Hispanic or Latina, 3.9% were black, and 1.5% were Asian, and the data concerning aircraft mechanics and service technicians is very similar. Buckeye Tigers seeks to enrich and diversify this demographic by partnering with local and national organizations to facilitate a week-long program in July for 25 to 30 youth ages 12 to 18 from underrepresented backgrounds in an immersive program called the ACE Academy, Aerospace Career Education. This program provides an entry point for youth that are curious about careers in aviation and aerospace. They are exposed to various aviation and aerospace-related facilities and organizations within Central Ohio, where they are able to observe and interact with aviation professionals working in various capacities. The culminating event of their program is a 30-minute flight in a single-engine aircraft with a local flying organization at one of our local Central Ohio airports. This resolution supports the Rise Together Poverty Blueprint, goal number 11 and 12. Here with me today are John Mitchell and Michael Milton from Buckeye Tigers to provide some comments, and after that, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Commissioner Crawley has seen our program and was part of it several years ago. One of the main things that I want to emphasize is that, again, I have had a 40-year career. I grew up in near East Side, and a 40-year career in aviation. I am now retired, and one of the things that I've noticed was that none of our youth have actually been told of all the aviation careers that are going on. And we just finished up with the air show, and even to this day, I've had people come up and to me and Captain Mike Milton behind me to say, I've never seen a black pilot, or they don't know about the various aviation careers that are out there, and that is really in Central Ohio. So again, I appreciate your time. I definitely appreciate your confidence in us, and we continue to be working in collaboration and working with other organizations, which the last thing I would like to say is this is the only organization that I'm aware of, and I'm very much involved with a lot of the aviation areas programs here, where we have professional pilots that are actually leading this program. So, but again, we are literally coordinating and working together with many of the organizations in Central Ohio. And again, I want to say thank you to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for this grant.
Hi, I'm Captain Michael Milton, Captain of Delta Airlines. I really invite you guys to come out, see the program. I mean, we have a great time. You see the kids come in and their faces really light up, especially at the end of the program when they find out if the weather's good, they can ride an airplane with an actual instructor. And even if they don't, decide to fly, they find out about all the careers that are linked to the aviation industry. So I really enjoyed doing it. I like coming out and, of course, taking some of the photos. And one of the videos that you saw was myself and another Delta airline pilot's creation. So, I mean, I just invite you. Thank you very much for your time, and we really appreciate it. We'll definitely be able to use this to develop some more educational material. So, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. If I may, President Boyce.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much for all that you do. I have been out to the program a couple of times because, and I don't know if it's still held at Rickenbacker, was a childhood home with Michael Aaron and team. But it is really good to go out and see the kids. And even though it is geared towards Black and brown children from underrepresented communities, you have children that come from all different kind of backgrounds. And you have males and females, and that's always good to see. But it's always a packed group, and they are so excited. They are so excited to be introduced to all things aviation. And I know Administrator Wilson and I have talked about flying futures and maybe having a workforce program at some point in time to get more people interested in being pilots, because we know that there's a shortage across the country, but also because of those statistics you just laid out, Perla. You don't know what you can be unless you can see it. And so, but anytime we can support our kids to have access to different opportunities, learning opportunities is always great. So I would encourage my colleagues, as well as administration, to go out and you get to talk to the kids and ask them about, what they like about the program. And they're always excited to share with you what they're doing and what they're up to. So,
if I might add, it is not a boring program.
No.
We keep them moving. I mean, we do not sit in the classroom much. It's more, most people are visual learners. So, I mean, we try to make it visual, and we go a lot of places. And let me tell you, if you have trouble getting your kids to go to sleep, they won't have any problem after this program. So,
President Boyce.
Administrator Wilson has a question.
I just want to speak briefly. I just was so fortunate to be connected with you all. Treasurer Cheryl Brooks Sullivan was the person that helped me facilitate the first meeting with you all, and just hearing the success stories of students that dared to dream and now they're enrolled in universities with the aspirations of completing their schooling and becoming pilots. Is just what you're doing is just, I can't even put into words how excited I was to learn that this was happening right here in Franklin County, because there's such a debate nationally around increasing the retirement age, and programs like this putting people in the pipeline to be next and to step on a plane and see a pilot that looks like me, even at my age, is meaningful and unmeasurable. And Commissioner Crawley, we still want to title something Aviation Futures. Director Vivian Turner, if she was here right now, I'd probably be looking at her like, where are we at? We aren't gonna give up on it. But this is also about Aviation Futures. Not the title we envisioned, but I'm glad that working with our outstanding DEI office, we are able to put this contract in place and have the Franklin County Board of Commissioners be a partner with you all and expanding opportunities. We talk about every resident every day. This is just another example of providing access to underrepresented populations to dare to do something different than they would have ever dreamed of. So President Boyce, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, thank you for allowing me to speak on this.
Thank you.
Absolutely. If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 51624.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51624 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Economic Development Planning.
Resolution number 51724. Resolution authorizing an affordable housing development agreement with Community Housing Network Incorporated to receive funding through the Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery Fund for the support of a magnet fund project in the amount of $660,000.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Emmanuel Torres, Assistant Director of Economic Development and Planning. And this resolution is for an affordable housing development agreement with Community Housing Network Incorporated, or CHN, from the 2022 application round of the Magnet Fund program. CHN is the largest and longest standing provider of permanent supportive housing in Franklin County and has been developing, managing apartments and family homes since 1987. For this project, named Touchstone Field Place Phase 2, CHN intends to invest approximately $15 million. The site is located at 2565 Lockbourne Road near Morrison Franklin High School. CHN will deliver 44 one-bedroom units of affordable housing at 30% AMI and 50% AMI, and will have 24/7 front desk staffing and on-site supported services. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 51724.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51724 has been adopted. Resolution number 51924. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Administrator to execute on behalf of the Franklin County Commissioners the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Ernest Taylor at 1096 Hillside Avenue, Township of Pleasant, Ohio, 43126.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks your approval to authorize the execution of a discharge of mortgage. Ernest Taylor received a housing assistance loan on November 10th, 2011 in the amount of $8,500 from the county. All loan obligations have been met, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 51924.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 51924 has been adopted. Resolution number 52024. Resolution authorizing the county administrator to execute on behalf of the Board of Franklin County Commissioners the attached discharge of mortgage instrument for Rebecca Widener at 4871 Astoria Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43207.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks your approval to authorize the execution of a discharge of mortgage for Rebecca Widener who received a housing assistance loan on November 8, 2011, in the amount of $15,000 from the county. The terms of this loan have been satisfied, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 5, 2024.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 52024 has been adopted. Resolution number 52124, review of petition to annex 13.388 acres more or less from Washington Township to the City of Columbus, case number ANX-10-24.
Commissioners, this last resolution is to consider an expedited Type 1 annexation petition of 13.388 acres, more or less, from Washington Township to the City of Columbus. The area to be annexed includes parcel numbers 272-000206 and 272-000115, located near Hayden Run Road. The petition was filed by Tom Hart of Painter and Associates LLC on behalf of the property owners Abasi Farms and Columbus and Franklin County Metro Park District. 40% of the site's perimeter is contiguous to the City of Columbus. The petition meets all statutory requirements outlined in Section 709.021 of the Ohio Revised Code. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolutions 52124.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 52124 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jobs and Family Services.
Next, it is Justice Policy.
Oh,
and Program.
sorry, yep, Justice Policy Program, sorry.
Resolution number 52224, resolution authorizing the execution of 14 subgrant awards and contracts to provide victim services and enhance law enforcement and prosecution under the FY 2023 Services Training Officers, Prosecutors, Violence Against Women Act Block Subgrant Grant Program, granting the authority to the county administrator to sign all acceptance documents and waivers related to the grant program in the amount of $710,554.43.
All but one of the 14 Violence Against Women Act subgrant awards before the board at this time are continuation projects with a history of meeting or exceeding their performance goals, compliance with local, state, and federal guidelines, and timely reporting submission. Legal Aid of Southeast and Central Ohio is a new subrecipient this year. The FY 2023 VAWA Block Award reflects a 19.8% increase, or $139,088.58 over the FY 2022 award. The award period for all of these grants is January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. In keeping with VAWA allocation requirements, law enforcement receives 25% of the total award, of which the Franklin County Sheriff's Office will receive 2 awards in the total amount of $81,777. The Columbus City Attorney's Office will receive a subgrant award of $63,174.66, and the Franklin County Municipal Court will receive $32,706.52 in support of its Probation Assisted Victims Division. Court allocations are 5% of the total award, and the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas will receive a subgrant of $38,531.64. Prosecution services comprise 25% of the total award, with the Columbus City Attorney's Office receiving $109,791.01, and the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office $82,867.17. Victim services represent 30% of the total award, with the following organizations having received funding: Choices at $42,036.19, Ethiopian Tewahedo Social Services, $23,906.84, and the Ohio Hispanic Coalition at $52,899.21, and the Legal Aid of Southeast and Central Ohio, $52,269.28. The remaining 15% of the award is considered discretionary funds. Funds totaling $115,594.91 will be utilized in support of the previously mentioned projects. Please note the purchase order proof included with the resolution reflects the portion of the award amounts we anticipate will be liquidated during calendar year 2024. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 522-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 522-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 523-24, resolution authorizing 11 sub-grant awards and contracts for services to support prevention, treatment, and recovery from addiction, including opioids or any other co-occurring substance use or mental health conditions through the FY 2024 Local Opioid Settlement Government Fund Grant Program in the amount of $1,349,996.98.
This resolution requests approval of 11 sub-grant award agreements in the amount of $1,349,996.98 for the implementation of the Local Opioid Settlement Government Fund Grant Program. This program supports prevention, treatment, and recovery from addiction, including opioids or any other co-occurring substance use or mental health conditions in individuals in Franklin County. Awarded partners under the resolution are the Franklin County Municipal Court at $99,500, Lutheran Social Services of Central Ohio at $100,000, Franklin County Public Health at $137,706.98, Hope Dealer Community Incorporated at $44,550, The Refuge at $58,240, the SOAR Initiative at $100,000, Jordan's Crossing at $75,000, Volunteers of America of Ohio and Indiana at $500,000, Make a Day Foundation at $50,000, A Good Deed at $150,000, and Arch Reentry at $35,000. The time frame for each subgrant award varies based upon the specific project being funded. It is anticipated that these programs will collectively serve nearly 6,500 Franklin County residents. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 523-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 523-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 524-24, resolution authorizing a sub-grant award to Franklin County Municipal Court for community-based services for individuals diverted from the prison system and/or at high risk for future criminal justice involvement under the FY 2024 through 2025 Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Grant Program in the amount of $30,000.
In calendar year 2022, the Franklin County Municipal Court, under the leadership of Judge Jessica DeVarga, launched the Unleashing Potential Court Program, which focuses its work with individuals 18 to 25 years charged with a nonviolent offense and screened as moderate to high risk of recidivism. The court intends to use awarded funding to support a contract with Think, Make, Live Youth to continue the Credible Messengers program, providing wraparound services and opportunities to high-risk, justice-involved emerging adults 18 to 25 in Franklin County. The court will address criminogenic needs by connecting participants to health care, behavioral health treatment, parenting support, public benefits access, driver's licensing, transportation, education, job skills training, safe housing, and community activities. Participants will be assigned a case manager who will develop and monitor an individualized wellness plan tailored to the participants' needs and risk factors. It is anticipated that 20 to 25 participants will be served during the course of this project. The subgrant award supports goal number 9 of the Rise Together Blueprint for Reducing Poverty in Franklin County. And if pending any questions, I would ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 524-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Resolution number 524-24 has been adopted. Resolution number 525-24, resolution authorizing a professional service contract agreement with CalCares LLC for peer support services for residents served through the Franklin County Jail Population Review Board Initiative in the amount of $27,000.
This final resolution is presented before the Board of Commissioners for approval of a professional services contract agreement. Kelly Jones, doing business as Kel Cares LLC, will provide peer support and case management services to the Jail Population Review Board initiative. She will serve on the dedicated Jail Population Review team to assess key drivers of jail population utilizing real-time data, consult when deemed necessary on individualized transition plans, and develop meaningful and trusting relationships with individuals referred by the Jail Population Review team and identified as needing additional peer support. This contract supports goal number 2 of the Rise Together Blueprint for Reducing Poverty in Franklin County, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of resolution 525-23.
24.
I'm sorry, 524-23.
525-24.
525-24. I'm sorry, did I say 23 the first time?
Yeah.
I apologize. 525-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 525-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Keep cool.
Public Facilities Management.
Resolution number 527-24, resolution authorizing appropriation adjustments for general fund operations and the Permanent Improvement Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Vivian Alexander, Chief Operating Officer for Public Facilities Management. Public Facilities Management is responsible for the facility needs of the various agencies and offices of Franklin County. This resolution authorizes appropriation adjustments, including supplemental appropriations within the general fund to support facility operational needs and the Permanent Improvement Fund to provide for various capital projects. We appreciate OMB's guidance and assistance with this request. Pending any question, PFM requests your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of resolution 527-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 527-24 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Human Resources.
Resolution number 528-24, resolution authorizing a contract modification and extension between Franklin County and OptumRx PBM of Illinois Incorporated to incorporate updated pricing and a contract extension in the amount of $1,400,000.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Jody Lease, Assistant Director of HR over Benefits and Wellness. This resolution approves a contract amendment to extend and modify the current OptumRx contract. OptumRx is the Franklin County Cooperative's pharmacy benefits manager, and they administer the cooperative's retail, mail order, and specialty pharmacy plans. The contract is extended to September 30th, 2026 through this amendment, and is modified in the following ways. It secures OptumRx's support to meet our plan's compliance with mental health parity. It also reflects pricing improvements, and it incorporates program changes, including the incorporation or implementation of programs to address members on multiple chronic medications and members who are prescribed high-cost specialty medications. I would like to thank the Franklin County Purchasing Department and Prosecuting Attorney's Office for their support and guidance throughout this contracting process. And pending any questions or comments, I request approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of resolution 528-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 528-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Purchasing.
Resolution number 529-24, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $1,658,647.65.
Good morning, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Balanier, Director of Purchasing, and joining me this morning is Talisha Williams, Fiscal Officer for Purchasing in the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This resolution requests your approval of 95 purchase orders for which the County Auditor has pre-certified available funding, and I'll turn it over to Talisha to share the supplier diversity data.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and County Administration. 6 of our purchase orders are being awarded to small and emerging businesses totaling $54,167.75. These awards are distributed as follows: 3% to small emerging businesses and 3% to women-owned businesses. Once approved, 3 agencies will provide equitable and inclusive opportunities to small businesses this week: Child Support Enforcement, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court, and the Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
If there are no comments or questions, I'll move approval of Resolution 529-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 529-24 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 533-24. Resolution expanding the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board to oversee, prioritize, and guide implementation of the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Action Plan.
Good morning, Commissioners. Chris Long, Deputy County Administrator. In 2016, this board and the City of Columbus adopted the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Action Plan, which accepted the recommendations for a framework for policy and program development in the area of local food systems, and reaffirmed the commitment to working with the public, private, and community stakeholders to ensure a stronger, more resilient local food system. Also in 2016, the Columbus and Franklin County Local Food Board was established to prioritize and guide the implementation of this local food action plan. The city, the county, and the local food board now wish to expand the local food board to include critical community voices and perspectives to ensure a committed focus on racial and health equity in all of the local food board's decision-making processes and the local food action plan implementation work. In making these additional appointments, the local food board may consider recommendations from the local food council, which has expertise and knowledge in the areas that will benefit the local food board. So therefore, this resolution would add 3 seats for a total of 15 seats on the local food board. 3-year terms. The local food board expansion terms would be contingent upon the approval of Columbus and this board. This local food board would also ensure that any bylaw changes would not eclipse the 816 resolution that was adopted by the county and the city. The resolution will go into effect on the date that both the City of Columbus and the Board of Commissioners adopt this plan. So pending any questions, would recommend approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I will move approval of Resolution 533-24.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Resolution number 533-24 has been adopted.
Are there any generalizations?
We have one today. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners will hold a public hearing on the 2025 Franklin County tax budget. This hearing will be held on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. at general session in the Commissioners' hearing room located at 369 South High Street, Main Lobby, Columbus, Ohio, 43215, and via Zoom conferencing. Additional information may be obtained by contacting the clerk, myself, of the Board of Commissioners at 614-525-5387.
Great, thank you. That concludes our meeting. Have a nice day.
Right under the wire of noon.